you all my deep grief, upset, really, about the Kavanaugh confirmation hearing. And many of you have also shared with me and with others a similar just angst and anger that has just continued to kind of dwell with us. I've been pretty busy in the last few weeks, and I've been running around here and there, occupying my time and my energies on things kind of local to my life, and just honestly trying to kind of turn off as much news and social media as I could. But this Monday morning, I found myself in a still moment, just sitting in my car alone in the parking lot. And I just started sobbing. Tears and snot and ugly crying kind of stuff for quite a while. This wave of emotion, just like came upon me. It surprised me. But it was just all catching up with me in that moment. And I was just finally letting myself really take in, how I watched Dr. Christine Blasey Ford give that testimony, and then just a little over a week later, Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed to the Supreme Court as men in power diminished and demeaned Dr. Ford. And as the tears fell, I wept for one more time when a woman spoke her truth, and people either didn't listen or didn't believe or didn't care. I wept for every time people haven't listened or believed or cared about me. I wept for every time people haven't listened or believed or cared about other women that I know and love. And I also just felt that familiar feeling of wondering if I'm just crazy. Because if you have this truth, and then the world just goes on as if your truth is totally false, and it makes you feel crazy. Did you know that women are twice as likely as men to experience depression? I'm pretty sure that women are not more biologically vulnerable to depression, but women live in a world that tells us every day in small and in big traumatic ways that our experiences and our labor and our wisdom and our bodies matter less in the world. And if you dare to think that maybe you should matter as much as other people, you will be violently corrected faster than an assailant can get a promotion. And it's not just for women. I would venture to say that every form of marginalization is crazy making in this very way. And then here's the most hurtful thing, is that our society will not only violently correct you when you dare to stand up for yourself, but our society will justify its violent correction of you by blaming you, by vilifying you. Whether they say you have a false memory or a sinister political agenda, whether they say you've been smoking weed or displaying furtive movements and so you deserve to be shot by the police, whether they group you in with rapists and murderers and bad hombres, our society is just absolutely genius at the art of victim blaming, of making people who suffer out to be the ones responsible for their own suffering, even if they are very obviously the victims of the sins of the state, the sins of power. And I think this is a major reason that we blame victims. We blame victims because if the fault doesn't lie with the victim, that means that the fault must lie with the system. And we really want to believe that the system is just. We really want to believe that our criminal justice system, our law enforcement system, our immigration system is at its core just. And if Dr. Blasey Ford is telling the truth, and if her truth does matter, or if a broken taillight should not have been the grounds for the extrajudicial execution of Philando Castile in front of a 4-year-old girl, or if toddlers separated from their parents are actually fleeing real violence and poverty in their home countries, if these victims actually do not deserve their suffering, if they're not to blame, then who is to blame? Then our nation is to blame. And our nation is unjust. And equal justice under the law and all of our other American ideals are lies. And we're all vulnerable to the same kind of suffering. And we just don't want to accept that. So we blame the victims. We do the same thing with God and with the laws of the universe. We want to believe that the world in some way is just. That somehow the righteous are rewarded and the wicked are punished. Our spiritual ancestors in many places in the Bible defend this idea at all cost. Some of our scriptures are so invested in this idea that all suffering is deserved, that the authors stick to that idea even when Jerusalem is utterly defeated and razed to the ground by its enemies, even when its king is maimed and its people are killed and exiled and enslaved, and the temple of God, the very place where God is believed to reside, is torn down and destroyed, even when the nation is completely victimized and humiliated and disemboweled. Many authors in the Hebrew Bible insist that the universe is still just. And so that the nation must have done something to deserve this punishment. That the people and the rulers must have sinned and they are being taught a lesson by God. Because the righteous are rewarded and the wicked are punished. But that is not the only way of thinking in the Hebrew Bible. I was blown away one day in a Hebrew Bible class when my professor said, there is not one theology or one way of thinking about God in the Bible. But actually the Bible is this collection of many theologies. The Bible has many ways of thinking about God and about the world. So one theology in the Bible, which is true sometimes, y'all, it is true sometimes, that sometimes our suffering is a direct result of our unrighteous decisions that we have made, and that God can teach us something through those experiences of suffering and punishment. That is a real truth about our life in the universe and about our life with God. Sometimes the righteous are rewarded and the wicked are punished. But that is not the only theology or truth about life and about God in the Bible. There's one book in the Bible that's made me feel a little less crazy this week. When I brought communion to Faye Clark on Wednesday in rehab up in Cheshire, she asked me to hand her well-worn personal Bible. And we talked together about the nature of suffering and whether or not there's any meaning in all of it. And she read aloud to me from the book of Job. As I struggled this week to sit with a nation that is engaging once again in this heated discussion about the credibility and the credulity of a sexual assault survivor, I have found this deep comfort in the book of Job. Y'all know this story? Job is this amazing story all about this guy who suffered a lot, but who very clearly did not do anything to deserve that suffering. It is a whole 42-chapter meditation on what it means when the righteous suffer and the wicked prosper. When the universe seems to get that whole thing backwards. Because that happens too. Len read to us the beginning of this wonderful book. The story starts out with God holding court in the heavens. And God has this conversation with the Satan. I say the Satan because this character is not the red-faced devil with a tail and evil intentions that we will encounter in a few weeks on Halloween. That version of Satan was not a thing at the time Job was written. That wasn't a thing. This Satan character is actually more like a prosecutor who works for God, who kind of goes around the world and monitors and punishes human activity on God's behalf. And in conversation with this Satan, God starts bragging on one of God's favorite humans, a fellow named Job. Have you considered my servant Job? Who God thinks is just a super duper wonderful and righteous person. Now Job has also, we learn, received many blessings in life. He's a rich guy, very rich. He has lots of servants. He has 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels. 7,000 sheep could make a lot of sweaters, provide a lot of lamb chops. I don't even understand what someone would do with 3,000 camels. Job was very wealthy. But the most miraculous blessing of all in Job's life is that Job has 10 kids who actually get along with each other. They actually go to each other's houses for dinners and parties all the time. They hang out. It's almost disgusting how lovely his little family is. And because God brought it up, the Satan does consider this guy Job. And the Satan brings up this really interesting question. The Satan says, do you think that Job is a good and righteous person just because he gets all these rewards for it? You know, if you took away all those rewards, all those blessings, if he took away that awesome and that lovely life that he has, do you think Job would still be good and righteous? So basically the Satan is asking, is it worth being good if you don't get any reward for it? Is it possible to be good just for the sake of being good? And God seems to become interested in this question too. And so God lets the Satan explore this question by allowing the Satan to inflict suffering on Job. And this little human experiment to see how Job will react. And that's what the Satan does from all four corners of the world. Hell breaks loose on Job. Murderous raiders and fire from the heavens kill all of Job's servants and steal all of his thousands of sheep and camels and the other animals that he has. And then how Job's 10 children, miraculously enjoy each other's company and each other's homes. Well, Job's kids are doing that one day, hanging out in somebody's home, and this big gust of wind blows over the is that the Satan afflicts Job with this horrible skin disease. It covers Job's body with sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. And the scripture gives us the saddest of images of Job just sitting covered in sores in this pile of ashes. And there's this unnecessary but terribly sad detail that says wherever he's found these ashes to sit in, there also happen to be these like broken pots all around. And the story actually says that Job takes a broken piece of a pot and uses it to just scrape his itchy skin. He's like lost all of his kids and all of his stuff, but isn't that just the saddest part? This image of him sitting there with his skin just crawling with these burning sores, and he's just scraping at it with a broken piece of someone's old cereal bowl. It is rough for Job. But even given these circumstances, Job takes it pretty well, with the exception of this weird behavior with the broken pot. But he's basically like, you gotta take the good with the bad. That's what he tells his wife. He's okay. Until his friends show up. And these three fellas, who sound like they're from the upper crust through which Job has fallen. For a week, these three friends just sit with him there on the ground in the ashes, and no one says a word. But then after 7 days, Job speaks, and when he speaks, he just kind of lets out all of his grief. And he curses that day that he was born. He wails about having to live this life and then to have everything that he has taken away from him. He wishes he wasn't even born. And then his friends do what some of our friends so often do when we are suffering. They say just the perfectly wrong things. They start processing out loud why this has happened. They start defending God and defending the justice of the universe. Surely Job did something wrong. Surely his children did something wrong. There has got to be a reason for this suffering. And for 30 chapters, Job and his friends go back and forth with his friends defending God, just insisting that Job and his family must deserve this somehow. And with Job just insisting that he 100% does not deserve this. It's almost maddening to read because this is the thing with this book, the genius thing about the book of Job, because we, the readers, are reading all of these lofty words from Job's friends, knowing the whole time that they are completely wrong. Because we know that bigger story about God and the Satan. We know that Job's suffering has nothing to do with righteousness or wickedness. We know that there is no meaning at all in his suffering other than some sociological study cooked up in the cosmos. But his friends just keep talking and talking, saying he's wrong. This is about the justice of the universe. This is some deeper meaning. It is crazy making. And it also makes me feel less crazy. Because what is so revolutionary about the book of Job is that it insists that sometimes people suffer who don't deserve to suffer. It insists that sometimes people are innocent and good, even when the whole world tells them they must have done something wrong. that says the universe is not always just. Our systems are not always just. The righteous are not always rewarded. And the wicked are not always punished. And if we really let ourselves sit there with Job, in those ashes among the broken pots, or alone in the car on a Monday morning, if we really sit with that reality, it is so uncomfortable. So what do we do with that? I don't want to just send you off today with that. But I'll just say, for Christians, sitting with Job, sitting with Christine Blasey Ford, sitting with the families of Black Lives Lost, sitting with Nelson and with all the other folks in the country fearing or experiencing detention and deportation, sitting with undeserved suffering in the midst of friends and enemies alike who condemn the victims, is also sitting with Christ at the foot of the cross. His undeserved, righteous suffering at the hands of an unjust state, in the midst of an unjust world, is also his revolutionary resurrection. All of that story, is God's proclamation that victims do not deserve scorn, but they deserve compassion and vindication and resurrection and power. And that is the proclamation that I am following out of here and into the future, with tears running down my cheeks.